Ladies and gentlemen, today I am presenting you with what happens when you have a premiere at 7 but a virtual gig at 7:30. Oops! Somebody got double booked. So here's the sitch. On the day that I'm filming this, Pharos Features adaptation of Doctor Who Dark Dimension starring me, yours truly, as Ace McShane, is premiering at 7 p.m. But at 7:30, I'm going to Joe McElderry's launch party for his new single, Baby Had Your Fun, because I won the pre-save competition. So basically, you're getting if Ace McShane went to a JoJo Siwa concert vibes. It's like Hannah Montana. I got the best of both worlds. What's up everybody, it's Laura here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hope you're all having a fabulous day. I hope you're feeling as fabulous as I look. So because the Dark Dimension starring me as Ace is premiering and it's a really fun acting role to do, I thought I could do a little acting themed video to tie in with that. So I'm going to be doing something that I saw Carrie Hope Fletcher do a little while ago called the roll call. It's basically a list of questions and you answer them with roles that you've played. So I thought it would be fun. So in the magical box, ASMR vibes. I've actually put these little cards with different roles on them, and I've got the questions over here, and I'm going to answer the questions with these cards. So, without further ado, let's do the roll call. Woohoo! Dude looks like a lady. Prompt number 1 is the role that you felt sexiest in. Ooh, let's see. The role that I felt sexiest in. This is funny. Janet from the Rocky Horror Show. I actually wasn't in a production of Rocky Horror. I did it for an assessment for one of my uni modules called Mad, Bad and Dangerous Theatre, involving a lot of sex, a lot of drugs, a lot of murder, a lot of fetishes and I don't know, like a lot of naughtiness, and I chose to do Rocky Horror and I got my first choice. So I did Janet from Rocky Horror. I was in a pretty pink dress, which I then took off to reveal my bra and waist slip. And honestly, I was living my best life. It was naughty, it was rude, I felt dirty. So prompt number 2 is the role that your family loves the most. Oh my god. Oh god, cringe alert. Little Jack Horner in a show called Humpty Dumpty. Was he pushed or did he fall? That was a mouthful. This was my year 3/4 Easter play. I was in year 4 at the time. The whole thing is set around a courtroom and they're trying to work out what happened to Humpty Dumpty, and then you get Little Bo Peep coming in and you get the Grand Old Duke of York and his men coming in, and it's like, and I played Little Jack Horner and I had a really sad song and it was like All Alone, and I'm like emo. Basically Little Jack Horner was a closeted emo. Didn't wear black, wore bright blue. It was my first ever solo. I made people cry. I was only like 9 years old and I made people cry, but you know. My mum really fondly remembers it because it was my first role. Prompt number 3, the role that made you feel like a star. Ooh, there's quite a few roles that made me feel like a star. The first one that came to mind, Trix the Aviatrix from The Drowsy Chaperone. Trix is a very minor character. She only appears at the very beginning of the show and at the very end of the show to save the day. And I had 2 separate costumes. And I had a solo at the very end called I Do in the Sky. It's such a good song. The bit at the end where I come out and I'm all like, "Yes, queen, I've come to save all your asses." Yeah, I was the true hero of the story. Let's be real. Prompt number 4 is the role that you were wrong for. Oh, God. Controversy time! The role that I was wrong for was, again, like Janet, for an assessment. It was estrogen in a show called Waiting for Godot. So, Waiting for Godot, it's a play by Samuel Beckett, and it's an interesting play. I mean, it's all like they're just waiting around for someone who never shows up, which is like me every fucking day. I was paired with a guy who played, what's the other guy's name? Didi? Vladimir? He was very received pronunciation, and I decided to contrast that and be full-on Yorkshire, like Compo from Last of the Summer Wine, and if you don't know who that is, Google it. I don't think the character suited me. I did my best, but I just don't think I'm cut out for modernist plays. The next one is the role that you totally nailed. Right, I'm gonna take these cards out of the box because they're doing my head in. The narrator from Blood Brothers. Now this has a fun story. So when I did this production, I was in year 11 at school, and we were told that those in year 11 doing the performing arts BTEC, we weren't allowed to be main characters. But how did I end up being a main character? Story time. The narrator was split into two. So we had a narrator for Act 1 and a narrator for Act 2. So the narrator for Act 2 ended up dropping out of the show. I don't know why. But my teacher, Miss Wilson, came to me and was like, Laura, how do you feel about playing the narrator in Act 2? Because I know you learn lines really quickly, and you've basically been lip-syncing along with everyone else in rehearsals. So I was like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. So I ended up being cast as a narrator for Act 2. But then, plot twist, the narrator for Act 1 ended up dropping out too. Miss Wilson came to me and was like, Laura, I know you're not meant to have a main part, but we're kind of desperate. We've not got long left of the show. Like, do you want to be the narrator for the whole show? And I was like, abso-freaking-lutely. Like, I love playing the narrator because the narrator was like dark and evil. And I was under pressure, but I absolutely nailed it. Everyone was saying to me that I'd really got the character right, and I would love to play the narrator in Blood Brothers one day, but the narrator's typically male, so gonna be a bit difficult. But as an alto female, I can reach some of the low notes. All right, what prompt are we on? A role you want to play again. Role I want to play again, oh my God. Role I want to play again is a surprising one, and that is the Rani. Yes, I have played the Rani in a Doctor Who fan audio called Consciousness, and I did that a few years ago. So I've impersonated Kate O'Mara. I played the Rani in Doctor Who Consciousness, which was a fan audio. So playing her was an interesting thing because normally in these fan audios, I'm playing characters that are the good guys or the companions. This was my first time playing a villain, and it was really good fun. Like, I want to be a villain again. I would love to play the Rani again. I think I did a good job. So if you need someone to play the Rani in your piece, hit me up. The next prompt is, what is the role you are most recognised for? So I had a few options for this one, but I actually put a poll out on Twitter because I really didn't know. So thank you to everyone who voted. But you guys all said the role that I am most recognised for is Ace McShane from Doctor Who Dark Dimension. So a lot of people know me because I've been tweeting about it, and a lot of my friends who are in the production have met me through doing it. So yeah, a lot of people know me for being Ace, and I'm getting a lot of coverage for it. I am getting recognised for playing Ace, which is insane to me. Next question is, the role that scared you the most? Ace! I know, I shouldn't play that one again. But no, playing Ace is genuinely scary because I really wanted to get the role right. I might not be able to perfectly impersonate Sophie Aldred. I did my best. I tried. Like, I don't know. Ace is just my heroine. I was scared because I really wanted to get it right, and I really hope I have done. So, also thank you to Billy for giving me the part and saying that my audition was successful. Like, it's changed my life. It really has. But the other role that scared me was Baptista from The Taming of the Shrew. I was in a scene of this in first year of uni, and there was an audition for it and I thought, might as well go for it. I ended up being cast as the dad. So we turned it into a woman and had a lot of fun with it. And I really enjoyed doing it. And it was the start of my love of Shakespeare acting. I had read Shakespeare plays like out loud in English literature classes. So I'd been Beatrice in Much Ado About Nothing or Juliet in Romeo and Juliet, but I never actually performed a Shakespeare piece, like properly. So I was really scared about that. I really wanted to get it right, and I did. Because I had some third years come up to me and say I did really well, and I was just like, well, actually, this is my first time performing Shakespeare. And they were all like, what? What did this girl say? Right, let me just scroll. What's the next one? I can't see. The next prompt is a role that was a blast. Ooh, every role I've played was a blast. But the one that I'm gonna go for is Zoe from Self-Isolation. This was one of the options I was gonna say for the role I'm most recognised for, because a lot of people have shared Self-Isolation and talked about it. Little did I know that my name would appear on a poster alongside the Queen herself, Louise Jameson. Wait, Louise Jameson. There we go. I had a lot of fun in rehearsals, meeting everybody and getting to know Ashley and Oliver, who played Jamie and Vic. And I just had so much fun. And of course, Lonely This Christmas as well. Zoe was in Lonely This Christmas. All right. Next prompt is a role that you could do in your sleep. I've chosen Catherine from Love's Labour's Lost, which I did for my Making Performance project in third year of uni. I feel like she's very similar to me, and I could literally do it in my sleep because I learnt the lines really quickly and my blocking was really easy, and I was like, oh yeah, I just stand over there. It was so easy to do, but it was effective. It wasn't like, oh, there's a heck ton of dancing, or there's a heck ton of choreography, or a heck ton of lines, or a heck ton of blocking. It was simple, it was effective, we all did amazing, and we all got an amazing mark. So, there you go. Next one. The role that was the most fun. The most fun? I'm gonna go with Pepper from Annie. Pepper's one of the orphans in Annie, and I absolutely loved playing her because she was so different to all the other roles I've played. She was a bully, she was a meanie, like she was a mean girl, and she was the bully of the orphanage. And you know, getting to know all the girls who I worked with and being in an amazing company and doing it and just having fun with it. Yeah, I got to jump on a bed, I got to do cartwheels, I got to be silly. It was a really fun role. Like, I think Pepper was a dream role of mine when I was younger. I said, if I could be an Annie, I would want to be Pepper. And I made that happen. I manifested that. Ugh. I hate it when people go on about manifestation. It's like, change the fucking record. Right. Next prompt is the role with the best costume. Okay, the role with the best costume for me was this one. Princess Elizabeth from Betty Blue Eyes, which was actually the last role I played on stage. It was 2 weeks before lockdown, and I got to be in a show of Betty Blue Eyes and play Princess Elizabeth, who would later become Queen Elizabeth II. My costumes, I had two costumes. The first one was this really gorgeous teal green dress, and it was fitted. It made my figure look amazing, and I wore a headband with this little hat on it, and I had these really cute little brogues, like heel brogues, a cute little handbag as well, because obviously Queenie always has a handbag. And I also wore a brooch that belonged to my grandma. She let me borrow it for the show. It was actually one of the first things that my granddad ever gave to her as a gift when they were courting. And then the other costume I wore wasn't actually from the costume company, and it's actually on a picture behind me. It's actually in this picture. I'm gonna take it down and show you. It's a wedding dress, and I'm gonna see if this will focus. There we go. I will insert pictures, but I did paint this frame myself, if you're wondering. And yes, it's dusty, it needs cleaning. It was my mum's wedding dress. Yeah, I got to wear my mum's wedding dress on stage. How stinking cool is that? I can say I've worn my mum's wedding dress on stage, and that made the role even more special. Okay, the next prompt is the role that changed you the most. Ooh, now we're getting down to the wire. Oh god. The role that changed me the most. It was the Bullfrog from Honk Jr. The reason I picked the Bullfrog is because I really, really wanted to play the cat. Now, the cat is the villain of the story, and I was actually up against my best friend, Julia, to see who was going to get the part, and she got it. And she rocked it. She was amazing as the cat. Like, she nailed it. And I was given the part of the Bullfrog, which the Bullfrog is basically like the comedy cameo character who's always making jokes, always being a bit of a twat, not afraid to make a dick of themselves. So I went on stage. I was really nervous about it. I was like, this is stupid. I don't like comedy. I'm not very good at comedy. Oh, when I did my first line, everyone in that audience was absolutely wetting themselves with laughter. And afterwards, I was like, actually, I'm probably better at comedy than I am at tragedy and drama. So that's why I kind of pursue comedy more. That role kind of changed me because it educated me and said, you're a comedian. Deal with it. All right, the next prompt is role you wish more people saw. Okay, the role I wish more people saw was I know, Santa Claus. I played Santa Claus in a show. So it was for a uni project, and it was me as Santa and this girl called Shireen. She played Krampus. And she was an exchange student from Germany, and she was absolutely impeccable as Krampus. The costume was cool. I got to live my best Santa Claus fantasy. I was like, ho, 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 Merry Christmas. And I even wore a beard. The beard was super itchy, but I dealt with it. I kind of wish more people saw me as Santa Claus. Like, that would have just been hilarious. Just to see, what the hell, see me as Santa. Come and see Laura Jayne Hunt playing Santa Claus. The next prompt is the role that was most like you. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Robin Taylor from Dr. Disco's Doctor Who fan series. If you haven't seen them or heard them, which, why the hell haven't you? JK, you might have missed them. They're down below. I got you back. But Robin's very similar to me, I feel like, because not only does she have my accent, but she is very much stuck in a rut in the story. She's kind of like, oh, I work in a corner shop. I'm like not really doing much with my life. I don't really belong. And I'm like, girl, I feel that. So I just feel like she's very, very similar to me. Like, she's very inquisitive all the time. She's always asking questions. She's just sarcastic a lot of the time. She's silly. She's funny. She's adorable. Like me. I have to shout out Ross for offering me to play Robin. It was really good fun. Last prompt is the role that kicked your arse. Cheeky. Alright, the role that kicked my arse is Doris from Iron Hot Strikers, which was a show that I did at college. Doris kicked my arse because I stole the custard creams. No, I didn't really. There's a big story behind it. For those of you who don't know, Iron Hot Strikers is a play about a group of women who go on strike because they are pissed off about working conditions and pay and all that kind of thing. In college, we had to take this play and add musical numbers to it and turn it into a musical. So I didn't really have much of a part. Well, on the day of the show, my friend Rebecca had a solo called Macaroons. It's from Acorn Antiques. It's such a good song. She came in on the day of the show and she'd got a chest injury. Her chest was really sore and it hurt to breathe. She said that she couldn't do a solo and she was really upset, and I don't blame her. Like, if that was me, I would have been devastated. Our teacher Kelly turns to us and says, does anyone know this song? And I said, I do. So I had 4 hours to go through the song, properly learn it, make sure it was staged. Oh my god, talk about a time crunch. I thought learning the narrator in a week was bad enough, but this? Jesus Christ. My boyfriend at the time actually was there. I didn't tell him I had a solo because I didn't know until that morning. And he was like, what? So I went round offering everyone custard creams because that was part of the song, and he was really shocked. Like, you didn't tell me you had a solo. And I was like, I didn't know until this morning. All the prompts have been answered. I actually have a cosplay edition of this, so I might be filming that soon. That is going to be it for the roll call. Thank you very much for joining me on this high on life, adrenaline-filled adventure. I really hope you have an amazing day. I will leave links to the Dark Dimension and the Dr. Disco series and anything else that I can find that I've been in. I'll leave them down below so you can check them out at your leisure. Alright guys, hope you all have a lovely, lovely day, and I will be seeing you very, very soon. Bye!